Hello everybody, and welcome back to Boiler 1. As you can see, we have this big coaster here because we're not in our normal test facility. This is the theme studio that I'm now adding, where I take coasters that I've already built and add theming to it. So I'm working on one here. This is just a big giga coaster that I'm making exclusively on the theme studio. So more on that later. But that's the stand-up coaster I have in the pipeline over there. And this is the SpongeBob coaster I have, the Eurofighter. I reached out to the YouTuber that put out the music, and they gave me permission to use it. So not too long from now, I'll edit together the final thing. But I'll still show you the final thing. But I will only show it in cinematic. So. Yeah, so we have the top hat and then this kind of leaning helix loop thing. And then a wraparound corkscrew, as the game calls it. Followed by a Gary the Snail vertical loop. And one helix turn over the water. And back into the station. So that's kind of the second half. I know I haven't been on the YouTube grind very well lately, and that's mostly because I've been taking driver's ed online. The big tire launch coaster, I've added the second half of it, the second part of it, not really half, but the second part of it. So it goes up and kind of around the side of the spiral lift, just like the Wizard does. And then it goes down into this lovely vertical loop, and does a little wavy turnaround into a corkscrew that goes through the vertical loop and then turns around and comes out here, and after that we'll do a second launch. And this loop with the corkscrew through it is supposed to reference Mario Kart, specifically Mario Kart DS, because this is going to become a Rainbow Road coaster. I'm not sure if I said that already in a previous episode, but it will be. Also, I lowered this bank turn so it's closer to the ground like the Wizard is, and I'll probably add some more terrain and scenery once it's done. And we had our test models that we're voting on, so I'm still going to keep the poll up for one more video because I don't know if everyone's gotten to vote yet, and I'd just like to show you all again. So real quick, we have there's a coaster where we would redo the Smilers layout as best we can, using the Aero Custom Looper model. So it'll look like that, and I'll probably give it a new theme just for the sake of making something new and original. So more on that once it happens. Then we have the American Eagle RMC. I know I talked about this earlier in my channel before. This is going to be a new split racing coaster. It might have like a non-inverting layout, or one side that inverts and one side that doesn't, or maybe I'll try to make it some kind of linked coaster, but probably not. Then we have a big Aero Hyper coaster themed to the the Wisconsin Timber Rattlers Bratzuka. So it's going to have a baseball theme as well as a big sprawling layout that'll probably take on the shape of a baseball warning track. And then the one that's been dominating the polls so far is the what did I call this? The Mountain Road Mine Train coaster, which is going to probably feature a lot. Well, it'll feature a lot of rocky scenery and lights, and look like an old western mine or something, and it might feature some of these little fake tracks that the train doesn't actually run on, but it just kind of creates the illusion that it goes straight ahead, when in fact it does this little cliff drop thing. And I think that'll be kind of like kind of the face of the coaster, if you will, like when you look at it. But we're not going to build any more on these today. There's another coaster in the poll that I got rid of. It's the El Loco. I'd like to make an El Loco sometime, but I still don't have enough ideas on that, so I kind of left it out, and it wasn't doing very well in the poll so far, so still vote on it, and excuse me, still vote on it, and I can try, and I'll have something by then. But in the meantime, we're going to talk about this coaster. This is our brand new pair of racing coasters. It's a single rail racer, obviously, you can tell, and it's the corkscrew versus vertical loop. I don't know if I said this already, but it's going to be the Schwarzkopf vertical loop at California's Six Flags Magic Mountain, the Revolution, and, well, it references that and California's Knott's Berry Farm's original corkscrew, the first ever corkscrew roller coaster. So these two are going to race against each other, and so far I've gotten their signature elements done, so I just want to finish it with one extra little turn. The corkscrew transition took a long time. I ended up using the ditching the game's corkscrew entry part and just kind of trying to make my own, which seemed to work a lot better. Or at least easier, but it's still kind of a rough transition. It'll take some work. Oops, that's not what I want to do. That's better. But yeah, let's get a ride cam for the loop side. How about? How you guys doing today? Hope you're doing well. Hope you're staying safe and still keeping your spirits up and having a good time. I know I'm still excited to hopefully see some parks opening back up, and I'll probably talk more about that once I get to them, and we'll see how it goes. Hopefully everything goes safely. Just like the Revolution, it has a very shallow drop into the loop, which I think is it's kind of part of what makes it special. There's this little crossover section, which is real fun, I think. Here, we're gonna watch the other one from the back. There. That way you can kind of see both of the racers. Also, the original coasters I'm referencing just happened to have this sort of color scheme. Like the corkscrew had a blue track with white supports, and the Revolution has a white track with blue supports. So, yeah, the trains may not have been the same color, but it's okay, because this thing is still a new coaster anyway. So you saw that the other one was able to pass by, and then we rolled through the corkscrew. And it looks real shaky from back here, but that's just the game, I guess. Oh man, that does look kind of wonky though, doesn't it? Whoops. Alright, so I wonder what to do after this. Do we make... I think what we should do next is make like a final helix where they chase each other around here, and then after that it'll go back to the station. Just kind of an awkward angle for finishing up, and I kind of don't want to like cross the track over here because I feel like this is going to look really nice once it's themed. Why is this window there? But see, doesn't that look pretty? I think I posted it on I posted it on my Twitter, link in the description for that. Go follow me. I don't have any followers yet, but I'm going to post for any YouTube channel updates. It's just for YouTube, so it's not like my personal thing, so don't worry about my personal life. Oh, and also the poll for these coasters is going to be a link in the description, so make sure to get to that too. Oh, this might work. Hold on. So what if that goes... So if it curves straight, like kind of straight so it lines up with this one, then what can we do? What if they were like counter-rotating helixes? That might be nifty. One thing I learned about this game too is, I don't know if it's a glitch or a bug or if it's just, I can't imagine it would be, but if it were just something meant to happen, but if you're like in progress of building a coaster and you move the unfinished coaster, the heat maps just don't work anymore. So that means I won't be able to really map out the banking for this, which I know you guys probably don't care that much about anyway because it's not that fun to watch. But it means it won't really be proper, which I don't like. Okay, what if this had a tight upward helix and then the other one had an upward helix that was a bit wider that went under here? I don't know if I can make that clearance, so let's just see real quick. I think I am going to experiment with the linked quasi-Mobius dueling coasters, which is like 2 dueling coasters but in one continuous track layout, so you run both sides in a single run, in a single ride. A real life example would be Twisted Colossus at Six Flags Magic Mountain, just so you guys understand what I'm talking about. I think I'm going to experiment with that in another coaster model. Oh yeah, it will fit under pretty well, I think. It should. Yeah. So maybe we can make that so it packs in a good amount of airtime, and then make the helix. Wow, that is, I suppose if you consider the height of the coaster, it's not that high up, so that should do nicely. Okay, it just explodes. Yeah, it looks like it makes it up. That helix nice. Dude, look at how pretty that is. Alright, I'm thinking, yeah, we have this little helix thing, and then they both straighten out and do a little... So then they both straighten out and then do a little zigzag back into the station so that they each get the same number of turns. Some bank turns, maybe we can kind of overbank them a little or do little hills or something. But I think that looks real good, so why don't we ride it out? This is definitely a really photogenic coaster model, I feel like. With the RMC T-Rex, which is the real-life version of this coaster. I think they're in research and development still, or at least I don't think there's any planned. Maybe there are, but it's definitely going to be quite a looker. When I first saw this single rail model in the game, I said, that looks nothing like the Raptor, which is a real single rail coaster that RMC has made. I love how the sound warps because there's 2 side-by-side coasters. It's like a jet thing. Also, I don't really have a name for this yet, but I want to give it a California beach theme, since these coasters are supposed to be in honor of California coasters. But I don't have a name for it yet. This helix will obviously need some smoothing, but I think that looks pretty good. Actually, I'll write it again, but this time do it in fast motion. We go up the hill, there we go, what a thrill, over the hills and into the inversions. We'll watch the camera, but we'll go into orbit mode. So it slowly builds up speed and then goes around the loop. Yeah, they cross each other right there, and then they cross back that way. Maybe we'll make that a bit lower. think I will make that a bit lower. I can make the other one a bit lower too. There we are. That looks very nice, doesn't it? One thing I also have to pay attention to is make sure that both sides are equal length and equal distance, because you always want to when you make a racing coaster. So that's going to be a bit tricky, but we'll make it work. It's not as far, and it doesn't go as slowly. We'll make it level off here. There we go. The problem that I expressed earlier is that with the game's preset inversions and other elements, is you always, I think for the most part, you always have to enter them either like completely flat level banking or perfectly 180 degrees inverted. It can be inconvenient for stuff like, and rough for stuff like corkscrews. Especially since a lot of corkscrews, even the old aero coasters, had very kind of banked sideways transitions because they came off of turns with the same banking. I do want these elements over the water too. Maybe I'll put the helixes over the water or something too, or add a feature there. It's all up to the imagination at this point. And let me know what you guys come up with too. I did get some suggestions last video I had, so I might go through with them later. Got a good idea for a Halloween coaster when that rolls around, to look into the spooky scenery. And yeah, okay. So I think I'll work more on this off camera, or just, I got a good idea going, so I'll play with it more later on, but I think I'll stop the video here. I'll end it. I'll close it out with you guys with a point of view of this new coaster. Well, as it's going along, as it's cooking along. And maybe we'll see this coaster in the next episode, as well as the reveal of who won the poll. So remember to vote for that. And I'll show you the last part. So after this, so I'll show you that when it's done. But we have that turn, and this nice low to the ground bank turn that honors the Whizzer. It even kind of sounds like the Whizzer if you heard it. And then this other spiral lift. And a vertical loop. I don't know why, but B&M style layouts are just difficult to me. I don't know how to make them interesting other than adding inversions, but it's just weird. That corkscrew is very rough, but it'll have to do because that's what the game wants. The last part of this coaster is it's going to have like a launch and then into like a double or triple up into a top hat, and then it'll finish after that, maybe do one big long helix at the end. But yeah, so that's all you need to know for now. But thank you guys so much for watching. Let me know what you think. Leave a like or dislike, depending on your feeling. Leave a comment if you have any suggestions for future videos. And I will talk to you all later. Thank you. Signing off. Doot doot.